I don't think you guys are ready for this. My name is Julia Warter. I am the creator behind Gut Instincts. Gut Instincts is a YouTube channel that I started because I am deeply passionate about other people not dealing with IBS. I've had IBS for 8 years. I have had a lot of health issues during that time. I've had pre-colon cancer twice. I've had 3 colonoscopies by the age of 31 or 32. And I almost had to have my gallbladder removed. I had an enlarged liver. I've kind of just been through it. I've lost 25 pounds during this time. I am just so deeply passionate about helping other people with their IBS journey or their liver health journey or helping people lose weight. I'm not a doctor. This is just a channel that I started because I'm very, very passionate about helping other people. I started a TikTok about 6 months ago and it just kind of blew up. I got 50,000 followers within 6 months, and I just felt like there was such a need out there for somebody to just show up and talk about IBS openly who's not a doctor getting paid to talk about it. Doctors are amazing. I will share a lot of the great experiences I've had with them through the years, but I've been gaslighted a lot, and I really didn't think I was going to be able to just put everything out there with my health because it's so personal and private. But the more I do it, the more people connect and they can relate, and I love it. So I'm just going to start off by saying, when I was about 25, my IBS symptoms really started. I think I'd probably had IBS for most of my life because I had a lot of constipation growing up. But when I was 25, my stool completely changed. And it took me about a year to finally go in and see a gastroenterologist because I was 25 and I didn't want to talk to anybody about my bowel movements. I was humiliated. And I finally went in. He just told me to take Metamucil. Don't worry about it. The Metamucil made me really bloated. I didn't feel good. I'd been dealing with the change in my stool. The texture had changed. I was seeing a lot of fat in my stool. I was having a hard time getting clean, which is something called incomplete evacuation. I learned later. I was having a lot of digestive issues. I wasn't dealing with a lot of acid reflux, all the things. So the doctor finally decided to do a rectal exam. That was the next thing on the list. And he said, oh, you have pelvic floor dysfunction. I'm going to send you to a specialist at Hoag. So I live in Orange County, California. We have amazing doctors here. I went to Hoag and I probably did pelvic floor and rectal physical therapy. Yeah, never thought I'd say that aloud. For a year and a half, I went in every single week and it did nothing. My body wasn't responding. It wasn't making anything better. Not to say that that could absolutely help you. I just like to share my journey and things that happen. Anything that I talk about that helped me, I just hope that this is data for you. And if I say, hey, have you looked into, pelvic floor physical therapy? That might be the thing that poof, you start doing that. And that was your issue. So I kind of just like to share all my different experiences. Hopefully this is helpful. Pelvic floor physical therapy didn't do it. I went to a gastroenterologist. He just said, oh, you have IBS. I went to a different gastroenterologist because the other one had been kind of dismissive. In that time, I went to neurologists because they thought it was neurological. I went to so many different specialists, different holistic doctors, did acupuncture, a lot of different things. And every doctor just said, hey, it's stress. You need to manage your stress better. That's going to help. And I went to the gastroenterologist. I had all of the symptoms of pre-colon cancer. I had pencil thin stool. I had blood in my stool, bloating, a very long list of things. And the doctor was like, I said, I really want a colonoscopy because I think that this could be colon cancer. And he's like, no, you're 29. We're not going to do it. And I got kind of sneaky because I was so done dealing with the symptoms. And again, this is probably like 4 years later, right? Because I'm like, had the initial pelvic floor issue at 25, and then by 29, I'd been dealing this for 4 years, was so sick, and finally going to see the gastroenterologist for a second time. He ends up not wanting to do the colonoscopy. So I put everything in writing through my chart, which I'm a huge advocate for, because if you ever feel like a doctor's not listening to you, put it in writing. So I put all this in writing to him, and I said, hey, I just want to be very clear. I have this symptom, this symptom, this symptom, this symptom, and I typed all of them out. And I said, these are the symptoms of colon cancer. Just to be clear, you will be denying me the colonoscopy. Is that correct? He immediately replied back, I will do the colonoscopy. My office will schedule you, because it's a liability if you don't do it. So this doctor did the colonoscopy. I was 29. He came and saw me after, and he was like, we found an enormous precancerous polyp. It was 34 millimeters, which is like unheard of. Like, it's the largest that they go. And he said, we don't see this in 80-year-old patients. Like, this is such an anomaly. And he said, you need to come back in a year. So I was really scared, because I was like, the moment you hear cancer, it's just, you're terrified. So I went in the following year. They found another enormous precancerous polyp, had it removed. And then I went in the next year, and they found some polyps that I think were precancers, but it wasn't as concerning. So they said, okay, come back in 5 years. I'm 33 now, so I have to go in, within the next few years to get my 4th colonoscopy. It is such a blessing that they caught it. I wish that the finding of the polyp or multiple polyps was what cured my IBS. It did not. I was so sick. I finally ended up going in and seeing, during this, I'm not 100% sure when this was, because I've literally seen so many doctors with all these things going on. I had a lot of hormone issues at the same time, just a lot of stuff. But I finally went in, and I went to a holistic doctor, and I told him, hey, this one doctor's putting me on Prilosec. Everything I'm eating is just sitting right here. I have this horrible pain here. Oh, I feel awful. And he was like, do you have right shoulder pain? And I was like, yeah, I think from working out. And he was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to have you just lay on the table, and we're going to do a physical exam. So I laid on the table, and I'm just waiting, and he presses on my right rib cage, and I almost leapt off the table. I was in so much agony, and it was weird. It was almost so painful. I thought I was going to punch him. I've never had that happen before, but it was like that kind of pain. So what I should probably mention is that during this time, I was dealing with crazy diarrhea. So I would eat something and I would be so triggered. I would have diarrhea. I pretty much had diarrhea every single day for 3 years. And this doctor was like, I think that it's your gallbladder. I'm pretty sure that was a positive diagnosis. You're having a gallbladder attack. And that's why we think that it's IBS, and it still could be IBS, but this gallbladder could be causing a lot of issues. So I go in for an ultrasound. He's like, hey, your liver's enlarged, your liver's 19 centimeters, and your gallbladder has sludge. What's going on with your diet? What's going on with your lifestyle? My lifestyle was not super healthy. I've definitely needed to stop drinking alcohol. That was a huge part of my story. But more than anything, I needed to really change my diet. I was using food to cope. I was under a lot of stress. And I would just reach for food when I wanted to feel better. And I ate clean most of the time, but I would overeat on the weekends. I would excessively drink on the weekends. And I was shocked that at 29, that was the reaction that my body had. My liver was actually enlarged at 29. I just couldn't even comprehend that, because you hear about that with people that are much older, but not people my age. I wish I could say I made this immediate change, but I didn't. COVID happened. I was not living a super healthy lifestyle during COVID. I don't know a ton of people that were. And I it probably took me, this was like 2.5 years ago. So I think it was like right at the beginning of 2021, I really hit my bottom. And I was so sick. I'd had another colonoscopy that hadn't gone well. And I was just like, yeah, I think I'm going to kill myself. If I don't like, if I keep living this way, my body's not going to tolerate this anymore. So I decided to stop drinking alcohol. And I didn't completely stop 100% until December of that year, but I totally cut back, and I really changed my diet. I probably didn't have sugar or flour for like 9 months. I really got serious about my nutrition and what I was eating. And I don't do that today. I have a much more balanced lifestyle today, but at the time, I think I hit such a bottom with 2020, and emotionally, spiritually, I was just not in a good place. And then physically, I just felt like, okay, I surrender, I give up. So, since that time, this is being filmed in November of 2023. And, since that time, I've gone completely alcohol free. I eat foods that I want to eat. I'm not so strict all the time, but pretty much all my meals, I know what the ingredients are. I don't eat processed foods. I make my liver cleansing smoothie every morning. I prioritize protein. I do lean protein sources because when you have gallbladder issues, fat is really not an option. I was so blessed that the gallbladder issues, it was sludge and it wasn't stones, because so frequently people that have gallstones have to get their gallbladder removed, which causes a lot of issues. So do I still have IBS? Yes, unfortunately I do. But having healed my gallbladder, my liver is no longer enlarged, which is such a miracle. I am so grateful for that. I just had an ultrasound about 2 months ago, and the woman was doing the ultrasound, and I was like, how's it looking? And she's like, I can't tell you, I'm a tech. I'm like, I know, but like, how does it look? And she was like cracking up, and she's like, I'm not supposed to say anything, but I'll tell you, your liver looks great. And my doctor was like, yeah, your liver's not enlarged anymore. It's just not. So whatever you're doing, keep it up. The gallbladder was a little bit distended, so I'm still healing that, but there wasn't the sludge anymore. And it's just like, I don't know. The point of this video for me, I get so passionate about this, but like, we can heal. We can heal, but I just hope that you hit that bottom like I did, because I just don't mess around anymore. I take it really seriously. I eat really well, and I look at food as fuel. I work out 5 days a week now. Before, I could only just walk. That was all I could do. I just was really out of shape. I was really sick. And now I'm doing all these different classes, and I love working out first thing in the morning. And my whole life's changed. The people in my life has changed. I find happiness in other things. I love going to breakfast with friends and just catching up with people, or taking a workout class, or doing something different with friends, traveling, all the things. I really, really hope that this video resonates with you in some way. If you're on, a weight loss journey, a liver healing journey, if you're going alcohol free and you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. If you have irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, I hope that you stay. If you're just looking for some recipes, the whole point of this channel is just to have a loving and happy place that people can come. I'm very mindful. I love meditation. I love gratitude. And I'm so passionate about helping other people. I want everybody to feel the way that I feel, and just find that recovery physically, because we don't have to be sick forever. And knowing what's in our food, educating yourself, taking care of yourself, there's no better feeling in the world. So thank you so much for being here. It means the world. If this was helpful for you, please like the video, maybe send a little bit of love in the comments, and subscribe. Your subscription helps so much. I'm loving YouTube and I just want to grow more. And I'm hoping to really step into more of an interview space of bringing doctors on that are holistic and that can give you information, because I know how expensive doctors are. And if I can do anything to help save you money, get you where you need to be, I want to do that. So thank you very much, and welcome to Gut Instincts.